Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. How are you? I'm so excited. So today we are talking about plant the seed. That is today's topic. And I'm just going to wait for a few people to come on in. Hi, everybody. Tuesday Talks. I'm Lisa Mehta. And we are talking about planting the seed today. And I am a mind mastery coach, so I help you turn your inner critic into your inner coach. We all have voices in our minds, in our heads, things that sometimes are linked to old programs. Hey, Shelby. So, and we're all the same that way. Okay, I'm having this thing where Instagram, I'm like super far away, and Facebook, I'm like really up close. It's kind of driving me crazy. So I'm going to be oh, hey everyone on Facebook. Let me know who's here. We're talking about plant the seed today. And I was just saying that I'm a mind mastery coach because no matter what I started doing, whether it was my graphic design studio or my business coaching or life coaching, I realized that underneath everything was the person, was the mind that was controlling, or not controlling in that way, where the business or the life was going. And so I really work on helping people turn their inner critic into their inner coach. Or sometimes people like to think about it like, turning your negative thinking into positive action. Hey, Sabita, plant the seed. Thanks for the chat last night. It's about to happen. So yes, we're going to be talking about planting the seed. I'm just going to wait about 2 more seconds. Oh, what's up, unfolding into being? Hey, let me wave at you. Look, we're actually going to start off with some breath work because, and look at these beautiful seeds that came into this lovely flower of a rose. So amazing. Oh my gosh. You're manifesting a new home. Wow, you're ahead of me. We're going to actually, while we wait, I do want everyone to think about, we're going to make this a bit of an exercise today, a little bit practical. Actually, let's get going right now. So just take a moment to find yourself in a comfortable seat. We're going to take a few deep breaths and really drop in and excavate in a way, or find the seed. And we're going to do a little experiment today with the seed. So you can keep your eyes open or close them. I always like to go inward. We're just going to do a gentle circular breath. I teach the connected breath. So if you want to try that, go ahead. If not, you can breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. The connected breath is in and out through your mouth. And it's just gentle. We're not doing anything very charging today. That'll be another day. So it's going to look and sound like this. It's just gentle. As it comes in your mouth, just goes back out. So just let's connect here with our breath just for a few minutes. And if you are just joining me, we're just going to be breathing. I'm going to close my eyes and drop in, inhaling through your mouth. Feel the rise of the inhale, exhaling through your mouth. Like an ocean wave, it comes back in. Sometimes I like to use my hands to help me, so you're going to pull the breath in. And just keep going at your own pace while I just ask you a question of thinking about what it is that you would like to plant. What seed are you looking to plant? And to know the seed, you must actually know the bigger result, the vision. Because the vision, the plant, the tree, the whole tree lives inside the seed. So allow yourself to really come up with, as you're breathing, imagining, is it an abundance of financial wealth in your life? And what does that mean? That you're working in a job that you love, that you have $200,000 in your savings. Is it something related to relationships, that you're in the most supportive, loving relationship that elevates you, makes you feel whole and complete and honors all your desires. Maybe you're in a relationship and you want to deepen with some cosmic sexuality or take your relationship to the next level. Maybe it's something to do with your health, that you envision yourself eating healthy. You're in the most vibrant health of your life, honoring, making good decisions, healthy decisions. So just take a moment and really pick one of those categories. Is it health? Is it wealth? Is it relationship? And just breathing in, breathing out. Inhale. Feel the expansion. Making room in your garden. We're tilling the land right now. We're cultivating a beautiful space for planting of the seed. Okay, we're taking about 3 more deep breaths here, so make them really count. Deep, 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 deep inhale. Big exhale. Just like that. Breathe in your seed. Breathe it out like you're the wind blowing the seeds out into the world. Breathe it in. Last time. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And exhale. So you can go ahead and in the chat window, just share with me, like Dahan did, what is it that you are manifesting? What is the seed that you are planting? You wrote a new home and everything I need to move within a month from today. Excellent. Yes. Clarity. That's so beautiful. What else is something that you're the planting of the seeds? And I know there's always a delay. So if you're on Instagram, go ahead and let me know. Unfolding. If you're still here, let me know what seed that you're planting. And I'm going to let you know that I am planting some really amazing seeds that I'm hoping benefit everyone here in my community. One of them is something very special to me. Well, they're both very special, actually. But if you know, I've been teaching a RISE program. RISE stands for Release, Imagine, Share, and Evolve. This has been actually a seed that I have planted and grown, and it's a beautiful tree right now. And actually, I guess you could say that these are the flowers, maybe, because this program is going to be more available to everyone. It is going to be a course I'm super excited about. And so this is a seed that I have been planting, I guess, and planted a long time ago and been watching grow. And wow, if you've ever watched one of those time lapses, right, where they show a plant growing, you're just like, whoa, 1 whole month and something grows like barely an inch. Like, how crazy is that? So I guess part of our seed planting has to talk about some patience. So what are you planting? What are you planting? Let's see. I can't see some of the comments here. And then another exciting thing that I have coming is Next Level Manifestors membership. That is going to be so cool. It's a way to work with me on a more regular basis, actually every month, because you can join in and be a part of any of the themes that I have going on and talk about a seed. When you plant seeds, and you give yourself time for them to grow, which is what this membership is about. It's about me honoring you and your process, because I have been thinking about ways to, like, how do we manifest? You know, this whole group is about manifesting. And I know all of you have so many amazing ideas and seeds. And this week's affirmation is, your ideas are amazing. Because your ideas and your thoughts are the seeds. And you plant them. They are the seeds of action. They are the seeds of the results. And they need to be nurtured and sunshine and water. And you know what happens in a garden? Weeds come if you don't plant it in the right environment. Or even if you do plant it in the right environment. The wind will blow and a seed will come from a different garden that might not go with your garden plant. And so when I think about how can I best support everyone in manifesting, I think about it needing to actually take time, needing it to have space and time to grow. And so this membership is about holding each of you inside of the waves, inside of the weather. You know, the wind comes, it might knock off some of your leaves and branches for a second, but that doesn't mean it's not on track or won't grow back. Hi, Liz, I see you. You want confidence and clarity to obtain the next right step. I'm so in the murky mud right now. Oh, thanks for bringing up the murky mud, because I love me a good lotus analogy, especially when it comes to the seed. Okay, so let's use that today as our seed in our plant that we're growing. So if the whole tree or whole flower lives inside the seed, think about how mindful we need to be about what we plant and where we plant them. And at the same time, sometimes I was talking actually to Saba, who's maybe here still, that in nature, seeds, and I got the abundance card today. We're going to be doing a tarot reading, but seeds and plants, sometimes they just like throw them all out there. They pop off the tree. There's multiples of them, kind of like sperm in a way. It's like not all of them make it to the egg. Not all the seeds make it to germination. So in our minds, we use that space to come up with lots of ideas. Yes, imagine, be like abundant with all your ideas. And then through some of the things that you want to feel, priority, where you are in your life. Like there's a lot of ways to determine what is the seed to focus on. And actually in the Rise program, we do a very, very extensive inventory list. And this inventory list helps you see your whole life from a bird's eye view to start narrowing down. Yes, of course, all the areas are important, but where your attention goes, your life flows. And so putting that attention in one area actually affects the other areas. Hey, Kelly, what's up? What do I mean by where we plant them? Well, you can't plant a desert plant sometimes where, that's kind of like plants and the ground in which they go. Okay, but in reality, that's a plant life. With us, it's like planting. I guess I can relate it to myself, where I'm a little ahead of myself, where I start with these ideas, but I'm not actually ready for them in my own life, where I'm either working on other stuff. So where I'm planting them, it's kind of like, where does it fit into the priority list of my life? Because then it goes into, am I setting myself up for success, or am I setting myself up for failure? If I've started off on, like, actually when we talked the other day, on you starting a business right now in the middle of all this other stuff. Like, is that really the seed to plant right now when you have other things that you're moving forward that are already in motion? So it's kind of like the timing of things. And this is one of the ways we sometimes sabotage ourselves inadvertently, because we're like the little bee going around, or we're like the flies and the plants. It's like we want all the nectar from all of the things. And actually, there's times when we pop around. Like, I love to travel and pop around. And then there's times when we deepen into one thing. And actually, this trip here to Mexico started off with me needing to pop around. I had like a whole itinerary planned. And then I realized once I got here, wait, I need to actually focus on this one seed within me, within my life. And that's the part of where I'm planting myself. I'm planting myself right here so that I can cultivate these ideas, because this environment around me is nurturing. It's supportive to what I'm trying to do. So I hope that answers your question. If it doesn't, keep asking me. Where you plant it means who you're surrounding yourself with. Where you plant it means the mind garden. Like, are you planting it and you're like, yeah, I got this. I'm totally committed. This is where I'm at. Like, this is the direction I'm going in. Or are you in like, self-doubt? Like, so the mind is a part of where you plant it. The physical space of like, is my environment supportive? I think that's those ones. Unfolding, you wrote, building a business that promotes mindset, movement, and nutrition while aligning with the divine counterpart. Beautiful. Okay, so this is what happens to us. We have these great seeds, the building of a business, the confidence and clarity, the wanting a home for the people that are here. And then we're like, and go. And the reason why I focus on practical manifesting is because how do we go from having the seed and maybe even planting it in the right environment and then being like, now what? So what happens is, and back to the lotus reference, some of us, most of us might even start to water it, might even start to begin to bring sunshine, which is, starting to make a list, looking at what's next on your list, maybe even taking some action. And then, like the lotus, coming out of the murky, dark water, it's growing very slowly. It's growing very, very slowly. Here's the water's edge. It's growing. And we start to question, like, is it working? And a lot of times we give up right before that lotus pops up. And that's just how we move through staying committed, how we believe that truly the result, the big plant, the big flower does live inside the seed. Like you cannot give up. And that doesn't mean that maybe the lotus hit something and had to like go sideways and then it wants to come up to the light. It's its birthright. I mean, it's its nature to want to find the light, just like your ideas, they want to find the light. But yes, we have obstacles, we have weeds. The weeds are your unproductive thoughts. Your weeds are the way that you will stop yourself from taking the action that you need. The soil, Kelly, that's part of what you were asking me, is also where you put the seed is the soil. The soil is your productive thoughts, like planted inside of thoughts that are like, I got this. There's no way I'm not doing this. And the how it manifests is sometimes something we have to learn to let go of, but that it will manifest and I will keep at this is a part of it. And then the sunshine I see as our support system around us, like it's just all the guiding light, all the light, your inner light, your solar plexus of like your personal power and all your chakras of yourself giving it light. But who is around you that is helping you energize this? Because manifesting is all about magnifying too. Getting people around you that are like, oh my God, that's so amazing. Yes. Can I be a part of that? And that's when things start to pick up. And then of course there's the water. And the water is our consistency. So let's take a moment here to do two more parts of this exercise. So the water's powerful, right? It's how we stay in flow. It's how do you show up maybe on an everyday basis? Because if you chip away at this goal of, I want a business, I want a new home, I want big things. If you chip away on the slow, tip, just like it's going to grow, tiny, you're making progress every day. And so this is what we can do, is I want everyone to really think about first of all, what is an action step that you can take? Or maybe if you don't know your actual action step, one of my manifesting hacks that I teach all the time is start asking yourself, okay, for Liz, for confidence and clarity to happen, for you to obtain in your next step and get out of the murky mud, what needs to happen? So you ask yourself, for that to happen, what needs to happen? Okay, so for this seed to grow, what has to happen? And maybe you think, okay, so for confidence, first of all, confidence is a loyal friend to showing up for yourself consistently. You don't buy confidence off of a shelf. That's the easy way out. Those are how I see that as like, oh, here's a pill. It doesn't work. I mean, it's temporary confidence, but it doesn't last. So, and same thing with clarity. Like clarity happens to come, in fact, inside of the muck and making any step. There's no right or wrong right now, Liz. The way to stay stuck is to do nothing. But do anything, try anything, and you begin to gather information and you really start to see that there's never no, there's only next. So Liz, if you want to share, what is one thing or one way you can begin to take some small step every single day and think about the seed again, think about how it's going to grow. What is that one little action step? It can be something you do for 1 minute, 5 minutes. Oh, speaking of which, we have 30 Days to Change coming up again, which is actually supporting people to do one thing for 5 minutes a day and begin to watch your seed grow. So maybe it is meditation right now, that you sit and meditate for 5 minutes a day, and you sit with that asking of a question. What clarity do I need? How can I get out of this mud? And watch in your mind's eye, watch yourself growing. Feel yourself being pulled to the light. You can do it. The same thing happened to me. I don't know what that's in reference to anymore. Liz, you can share with me. So I found out on Sunday that I have a month to move out and found somewhere. That's great. This was a bit of a shock to the system. Yes, the power of have to is one of the most powerful. It's kind of like the seed. Someone came by and started, or like a storm came. It's like, you got displaced. Literally, the seed had to move, or action gardener is like, whoosh, we're moving this plant. It's trauma. It can feel really, so I've been dancing to raise my vibe, awesome, and get more aligned with what I want to bring. I've taken a lot of action already. Excellent. So you're good. There's physical action, there's internal action. Maybe you can then soothe the shock in your own way. Remind yourself, wow. I always say, this is another manifesting hack that I always train myself to say, I'm being rerouted to my best case scenario. I'm being rerouted to my best case scenario. So you may not see what is awaiting you on the other side of this. It could be this or something better. So I have been taking action, but I'm so impatient. Yeah, you know what? It's funny how most of the time, it's not so much of what we have to do, because a lot of us are doing lots of things, especially us New Yorkers. We're doers. We're like, let's go, let's go, let's go. But it's more about the waiting. But the waiting is actually, I always see expectation as the active form of waiting. How can you be in the relaxation of knowing it's on its way? And then this brings up the other seed. So if you've planted a seed and you're in the waiting and the patient mode of it, and you're already doing practices that are cultivating it and allowing it to grow, that's the time when you start to focus on a different seed that may need your attention. So it's kind of like, hey, I already planted that one. It's in motion. It's in the right spot in the garden. The sun is coming. I do my practices on it. So now I have some energy for this one. And that's kind of because in the Rise group, people were asking me like, well, can you have multiple areas in your life that you're moving forward at the same time? Of course. It depends on where you are, though, in some of the way that you do multiple things. Because if you're just doing lots of things to do lots of things, but not really deepening in any of them, then you're going to not deepen in any of them. And then actually the seeds are like, they're all growing, but it's kind of like you have multiple tracks growing, and it's like a little maybe slower versus like focus on one, let it grow, focus on another. And then anyway, so also, seasons, the nature is my guru concept, and the seasons are here to help us. Like there's plants that only grow at certain seasons. So you think too, like, is now a time to launch a business? Is now a time to work on a business plan? Winter for me is a lot of the time where I do a lot of my work, except for this winter because I'm in Mexico. Let me see. Unfolding, you wrote commitment and clarity, nurturing intention. I've definitely been guilty of self-sabotage, but I have forgiveness and letting go. Yeah, that's great. Self-sabotage is actually just a teacher. Everything's a teacher. Everything's a messenger in my world. If self-sabotage comes in, it's just an opportunity for you to have a dialogue with yourself and say, oh, what up, self-sabotage? Thank you for being here. Maybe you're here because I'm scared of something. Maybe you're here because you're trying to protect me because an old version of me in the past hasn't been able to do this. I think a daily meditation practice is definitely a great starting point. Excellent. And so maybe just 5 minutes a day instead of even anything too crazy, and making it fun and light. And I'd love to hear how that goes for you. You can check in with me next week or anytime, private message. And meditation is one of the greatest ways to talk to your seed. It's a way to like go in and be like, check in with your plant, basically. All right, we're at 25 minutes. I have to do this reading right now. I have it's so funny. Before today, I was like, I don't have that much to say about this. And then now it's like so much. Also want to say, if you are here or watching the replay, that maybe you want to come up with like an I am statement that you can walk around that helps support as part of the watering, as part of the way that you're nurturing or nourishing or cultivating, which we're going to be talking about. I don't know what's next week, but it's one of those. So an I am statement is just one of the ways that you use your mind to water the seed, because you're constantly countering some of the self-sabotage, countering some of the ways that you might have unproductive thoughts. So for me right now, and always, is my go-to is I make healthy choices. That's something I like to kind of come back to for myself. So if you're here, give me a number if you want me to pull a card for you. I think I might only be able to do 2 today because we're kind of almost at 30 minutes. So, for example, I met a few clients and they have my card. Yes, girl, Liz. That planting seeds is where it's at. Giving your cards out, just being abundant like that. 7. All right, here we go. 7 and 3. All right, we're gonna pick 7, 3, and 9. Got you. That's all I'm doing today. Ready? 1. 7's first. 2 3s. So 1. Okay, hold on. This is the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll tell you in 1 second. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pick 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then we have 2 3s. Got it. Okay, beautiful. This is for everyone. So even though we pull for one person, we're here. I'm all about the individual and the collective, and we are always all connected. And this is a unique little pot of people here that can never be replicated in this moment in time and space and dimension. Okay, 7, adventure. Okay, so this card is all about, just like the lotus who wants to go towards the light, this child moves with a very innocent, childlike way and treats everything in life like an adventure, no matter how small or big it is. You can pick up your pen as if it's the most amazing adventure in the whole world if you want. Everything is what you bring to it, the meaning you bring to life, and you can make everything fun and an adventure and a rainbow of joy. What do you think, unfolding? Give me your thoughts on that. Number 3, Kelly and Derek, you both pick 3. How cool is this maturity card when we're talking about seeds? I mean, whoa. Maturity, look at this. When you have waited out the seasons, the cycles, when you have had the patience and have had storms come through but bounce back, when your plant got stepped on and you kept watering it, because just like the plant just like our bodies, it wants to heal itself. The plant wants to keep growing. It's like a fighter. And then you land yourself here in maturity, in a place of calm and peace, inner peace, where you can move through life trusting and knowing that, like we were talking about, confidence and clarity, you have that because you trust yourself. And so I'm going to say that this is all about trusting yourself. And confidence, clarity, and lots of other emotions are the result of trusting yourself. And trusting yourself means learning to set yourself up for success. Setting yourself up for success means taking small tasks that you're doing every day and achieving them, rather than the go big or go home attitude that we're trained, that it has us setting up for failure, and then we have to learn how to come back so many times that a lot of us, me, and the reason why this work is created, had a defeatist mentality and thought I couldn't do it anymore, but I never gave up. So cheers to maturity. When we move through life as an adventure, we actually have from childlike maturity to adult maturity. And then 9, completion. Amazing. There does come a time. Well, I don't know. You know, it's interesting. So yeah, plants are okay. Not plants. Our ideas do meet completion. They do grow to the result. There is a moment where we put that last piece in. And then this is that time in our lives where we remind ourselves. My favorite quote as of now, I'm loving this one. Saba, I told you this the other day, and this is the card that you picked on 9. Don't be sad because it ended, but smile because it happened. And so when we complete something in our lives, when we finally reach that maturity, after we've set out in the adventure of life, not knowing where we're going, we hit the completion, which is a moment to celebrate what has ended, but nothing is permanent, and we keep going. And it's like the more we can not bounce from extremes, like, oh my God, I'm done, and now it's over. And then we can, because coming up from this too high means you fall too low. As below, so as above. And my idea is that balance only exists because of its polarities. And so the idea is, how can we find ways to hover in here? I think I went sidetrack on that one, but completion, if you have any thoughts on that completion card, I mean, it also just symbolizes you made it. You literally, oh my God, Saba, it's the third eye also. So it's also about the inner completion, the trusting yourself again. This is, boom, back to the trusting. I always like to look at what the color schemes or how this moved. It's funny, these two are all about all the chakras, and this one's really high to connecting you to source. Anyway, thanks for joining me all here today. I'm glad it resonated unfolding. That's fantastic. I want to create an outdoor adventure channel so that aligns really well. Oh, see, you're sharing your business idea, right? That's amazing. Business cards. There's a great next step for you to make some business cards. Awesome. Let me know if I can help. Thank you all for being here. And these keep getting longer and longer, and I appreciate all of you to tune in and be here with me. We've got 30 Days to Change coming up in a month for anyone who wants to do that. We've got the Rise Do-It-Yourself program, which is going to be next level. And we've got Metamorfize membership. So stay tuned. Those are the seeds I'm planting, and I can't wait to watch them flower. Peace out.